moving to South Florida from Southern California, the weather here is quite different. And to make a long story short, I was fueling my body with coffee in the morning and Mountain Dews all day and a Monster drink at 3 o'clock when I picked up my daughter. And I would go back to the barn, to the farm, and continue the rest of the afternoon with lessons and training and feeding and cleaning horses and all of that. So she knew that I was run down. I was wiped out. I was exhausted. And prior to me moving to Florida, I had an accident with a horse and I hurt my neck really badly. And for 6 years, I did not sleep at night because tossing and turning, waking up from the discomfort in my neck. So, of course, I was completely exhausted all the time. And Julie came by and she said, you have to try this. You have to get this in your body. I don't know what it will do for you, but get it in your system. And she said, take these capsules. This is the women's. This is the men's. As soon as you open your eyes in the morning. I was like, okay. And then wait 20 to 40 minutes and make the lifestyle mix. I make mine with water. It's delicious. It's vanilla. And I made my lifestyle mix and I drank it right down. And then I added the DFT, Dermafusion Technology foam. And Julie specifically said to me, knowing that I had an issue with my neck, to put it on the back of my neck. So I did. And within 30 minutes of taking my products, I was wide awake. I was mentally clear and focused. I'm off to the barn. And I said to my sister who was driving with me, I think this is helping my eyesight because everything is so crisp and clear. The grass looks greener. The fence lines look crisper. 2 hours later, I'm plugging away at the barn and doing the chores and I'm on a mission. I'm feeling really great. And my sister says to me, Nancy, you're turning your head. And I was like, oh my gosh, the discomfort in my neck was relieved after all these years of really suffering with chronic discomfort in my neck, not being able to turn my head. So I finished the chores for the day, went home, and I cleaned out the garage because I still had great energy at 6 o'clock at night. And then made dinner for the family, 3 loads of laundry, and I called Julie. And I said, oh my gosh, how do I get this? And she said, it's free to be a customer. It's free to be a promoter. What do you want to do? And I said, I know 100 people right off the top of my head that need this product because we as horse trainers and horse enthusiasts, we take better care of our animals than we do ourselves. And that's what I have done for 30 years. And now I take great care of myself so I can take great care of everybody else. And like Blair said, yes, we moved about 10 tons of machinery today, my husband and I, into a box truck, and we're nonstop, and I still feel great. So there is something to be said for fueling your body with premium grade ingredients every day. I can't hear you.
I always forget I mute myself. How long have you been on the Thrive Experience now?
4.5 years. It was August 2014.
So Nancy joined just like a month after me. And what you guys might not know because you haven't seen her before pictures, we're going to start probably putting those on these events as our before and after pictures. But Nancy's skin is completely different. Nancy's hair is gorgeous. She has some of the most beautiful hair that I've ever seen. Yeah. But like, I feel like you have completely transformed, not only physically, but also since I've met you, even as a person, like you've grown so much. And when you feel better, you can start to grow in so many areas. And I love that you said, quite often in the horse world, right? I call it the horse world. She calls it the equestrian world. That you guys take better care of your animals than you do yourself. But I also feel like if there's some moms on here, I think you can relate to that too, right? How many of you take better care of your kids than you do yourself? And that was part of my story, Nancy, is I felt guilty. It took me 5 months to finally spend the money because I was one of those moms that just felt bad about spending the money on herself, which now looking back was such a silly decision because I could have been a way better mom way faster. So thanks for sharing your story, Nancy. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
So my next guest, I'm excited for you guys to hear. So wait a minute, I just want to remind you guys too. Did you see how simple and easy that was? I mean, seriously, it's 1, 2, 3, done for the day. It's amazing. And the cool thing is you don't have to think about it again. And just drinking that water throughout the day is going to help you continue to have that energy with the product. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite things, the simplicity. But I'm excited for you guys to hear from my next friend. Yeah, you drink a ton of water too, Nancy. I'm excited for you guys to hear from my next friend, Lauren, because she is not a mom. She is young. She works full time in a jewelry for a jewelry company. She works crazy long hours. I was actually really surprised she said yes, she could share tonight, but we just happened to catch her on a day off. And I feel like that is such a completely opposite story of mine. And so I'm excited for you guys to hear her story about what made her decide to get on the Thrive Experience, what the Thrive Experience is doing for her. And then there's a little goodie at the end of her story. You're going to hear how you can actually get your Thrive Experience for free, which are my favorite 4-letter word is free. So, all right, Lauren, I'm going to throw it over to you.
Okay. Can you hear me okay? Okay. So I have suffered from migraines my entire life since I was 4.5 to 5 years old. And my normal was being in constant chronic pain, feeling exhausted because when you don't feel well, you don't sleep well. And taking 8 Excedrin a day every day, going to the doctor's office to get injections, giving myself injections, you name it, I had tried it. Every neurologist in the DC area, everything. So when my friend asked me if I wanted to try this, of course, I said, I've been there, done that, tried everything. I've done supplements, I've done shakes. It's not going to work for me. And luckily, he was consistent and he brought it up a few more times. And finally, I thought, okay, I've tried things for friends before that haven't worked. It's fine. I'll do it. I've wasted worse money before. And then I can prove him wrong. So I went into it fully expecting it to not do anything. And my first day, I was a little bit nervous because, again, my crutch was always Excedrin. And I couldn't have caffeine, any additional caffeine on the product. So day one, I thought, I'm going to try my hardest to not take any Excedrin. And I started feeling a little bit of a twinge of a headache. I took a few Motrin, which had never done anything for me before. And a couple hours went by, I was at work. I was really focused on what I was doing. And I realized I never got a migraine that day. Again, thought it was a fluke. So the next day, same thing kind of happened. I was excited. I'd gone 2 full days without Excedrin, which is huge to me. And by day 3, I had a burst of energy. I was feeling better. I've had 2 migraines in the past almost 3 months now, which, considering it was a daily thing, that's huge for me. I have more energy. I am able to focus more. I'm actually sleeping for the first time in my life without sleeping pills. It's been the best decision that I didn't want to say yes to. And the best thing about this is I'm not paying for it anymore. So without even having to kind of be salesy, I guess, people started coming to me and asking me what I was doing, why I seemed different, how I seemed like a different person. And I started telling them about these vitamins and how when our bodies are actually having premium nutrition, you start to feel better and your entire life changes. So my mom wanted in on it. My best friend's mom wanted in on it. My aunt called me. My friends called me, and everyone started doing it. So boom, just my mom and my friend doing it, I was now free. My mom's now free. My friends are now free. So it's so easy to get it, to use it, to see the results. It's 3 simple steps. It could not be easier. And once you start seeing those results, people are going to come to you. It's not hard. And once they do, if you get 2 referrals, you're completely free. The entire time that they're purchasing from you, you are completely free, or anyone for that matter. You don't have to be selling it by any means, but as long as they are your referrals, you're free. So my goal is to get everybody on it and have them thriving for free. But it's been amazing for me. I feel better than I've ever felt in my entire life, and I can't imagine going back to how I felt before.
And Lauren, share with everybody, since you're pretty new and you just joined the company, there are lots of amazing promos that have been going on since the month of January, all the way through this following month. So if you're watching this and you're like, I might be a little bit interested in the business side of this, share with them, how much have you earned in bonuses?
My first bonus, I hit the first rank in the company and I received $400 for that. My second bonus, I received an additional $400. I hit the 3rd rank in the company and got $2,000. By hitting that rank, within my first 2 weeks, I believe it was 2 weeks, I got the $400 iPad bonus. I've received commission, and I've lost track of how much it is at this point, because it's part of my daily follow-up and checking in on everybody. And I have friends who are now starting to make money, which is really exciting.
Yeah, it's really fun when your friends
feeling better.
Yeah, it's exciting when you start to get those messages of people like, holy cow, this stuff's amazing, or thank you so much for telling me about it, or can't believe how great I feel. So that means also Lauren's earned over $3,200 in bonuses. That's not even counting her commissions off of her sales, which is amazing. And thanks, Lauren, so much for sharing with us tonight. We're so excited to have you. And I'm really excited to kind of take that and share with you guys a little bit more about the business, because like I was telling you before, how crappy I felt, right? Within the first 4 days of being on Thrive, which, by the way, it took me 5 months to say yes. I will share that I am very stubborn. I thought my friend Elise was literally selling snake oil. I made fun of her to some of our other friends. So if you're on this tonight and you're rolling your eyes, or you're thinking that your friend who invited you this is crazy, I get it. Like, I totally understand it, because I was that girl too. So after 5 months of watching multiple people get started on the product, love it, rave about it, talk about it, I finally decided I needed to try it for myself. Excuse me, guys. I just came back from North Carolina, and that pollen was rough. Okay. So I decided I needed to start it for myself. And I'll be totally honest here too. I really wanted it to not work so I could be right, because we all love to be right. And within the very first 4 days, I felt the difference. By day 2, I was noticing mental clarity. I felt like the cobwebs in my brain were gone. I felt happier, which sounds totally bizarre. But by day 4, I knew something was different, because I woke up that morning without the alarm clock going off. I was one of those people that used to have to hit the snooze button 5 or 6 times before hopping out of bed. I was jumping out of bed before the alarm clock went off, and I felt refreshed. And that was a huge aha moment. I was like, wow, I feel really good right now. And as that day went on, in the afternoon around 3 or 4, when I used to crash and reach for sugar or carbs or coffee or energy drinks or even a nap if I actually had time to do that, instead I felt awesome. I felt just as good at 4 o'clock that afternoon as I did at 7 a.m. And that's when I knew something was changing. And by Saturday, which was day 7 for me, my husband looked at me and said, whatever this has been this week, I want some, give it to me now. And so like Lauren said, I had my 2 people who were ready to order right away. It was my husband and my best friend, because they noticed the changes in me. But then I started thinking, I know a lot of other people who are tired, exhausted, run down, stressed out, and don't feel good. If this product works for me, and if it works for my husband and my friend the way it's working for me, I'm going to have to share this with other people. I cannot keep this a secret. I'm one of those people, and maybe you guys are like this too, where like if Whole Foods is having a sale on ground beef, I'm texting all my friends. Like, oh my gosh, ground beef is $2 a pound today. Got to go get it, right? So I knew I was going to want to tell people about how awesome this product was if it worked for other people. And so sure enough, my husband, my best friend, they fell in love with the product. And that's when I dug into the business a little bit more. And I found out that there's no yearly fee, no website fee, and no stocking of inventory. You literally go straight to the website, order the product, and the product gets shipped out to you. So that meant I was going to have my own website that people could shop on. It also meant that it was a cloud-based business, which meant no brick and mortar building. I could take my business with me everywhere I go. I'm a busy mom of 2 boys. I could literally work my business on my smartphone, on my iPad, on my laptop, and be able to really create a business opportunity that was residual as well. That was something I'd always been super interested in, is how do I get a residual business, something where I get passive income every single month, even when I have to take a week or 2 off for vacation, or if ever, God forbid, in the future, I got sick or needed to take time off for my kids, right? So I really fell in love with the company, but here's where I really was like, okay, I'm clicking the button to become a promoter today. It was when I found out that you could earn over $1,100 in bonuses in your first 2 weeks. That might not sound like a lot to some of you, and it might sound like a huge amount to others, but at that moment in my life, at the end of July 2014, we had literally just put down our very last penny on a house. We had gone through bankruptcy years before. We had saved for years to be able to buy a house for our family again. And we put down every last penny on this house that we're in right now. And when that happened, I had 0 in all of my bank accounts again. And that was a scary feeling. And I had to put the Thrive experience on a credit card. But when I heard that I could make over $1,100 in the first 2 weeks by clicking to become a promoter, I knew that that would help pay for my kids' back to school supplies. It would help pay for a few things that need to be fixed around this new house. And I was excited. And I thought, now, if I start this business and I help 2 customers and 2 promoters and bring in $800 worth of orders, I will earn about $600 in bonuses. And if I copy and repeat that again, I'll earn it again. I know I can think of 8 people who really deserve to feel this good. And that's exactly what I did. And then from there, just like Lauren shared, I just kept sharing. I was so excited about what the product was doing for me and for them. And I was getting their messages and helping people get there too so they could thrive for free and so on and so on. And the business grew. And it grew so much that within the first 3 years of me being with this company, I hit millionaire status. That means that I had over $1 million in commissions put into my bank account. I'm not talking about sales, because this amazing team that we're a part of brings in over $1 million a month in sales. I'm talking about actual money in the bank, which I never thought was possible because I was a kindergarten teacher who used to make $27,000 a year. But now by simply helping people live a life that they deserve, feel better, and be better, I get paid commission that is unbelievable. And that's all for helping others and putting others first and helping them feel better. So if you hopped on here tonight and you're like, I just wanted to know a little bit more about what is this? Like, why were those people so happy that I met? Because some of you might have met us this week at the Southern Women's Show. Like, why were they so happy? Why were they so energetic? Or maybe your friend invited you to this and you're like, gosh darn it, she's always so happy. It's so annoying. I got to figure out what it is that makes her so happy, right? Or maybe you're just like, I am at wit's end and I need a change. Give yourself the gift of 30 days. Get started on the product, see what it can do for you, get back to the person who invited you, tell them, I'm ready to make a change, help me place my order tonight. But if you're on here and you're like, I have a ton of questions I want to ask, then get back with the person who invited you tonight. They'll connect you on a 3-way message with me or with one of the other leaders in this company so that you can ask us a million questions. That's what we're here for. I had so many questions before I started. Don't feel bad, ask them. We want to help you so that you feel confident and ready to get started in the Thrive experience. Or maybe you are listening tonight and you're like, what that girl just said about having a business where you can help other people and change their lives, I want that. And I want to be able to make money, and I want to be able to make passive income, and I want to be able to go on 3 trips a year that I can earn with that company. And I want to be able to have my car paid for every single month by that company. If any of those things sound interesting to you, get back with the person. Yeah, Nancy's like, I got 2 cars in my house paid for. I got 2 cars too in this house. It's amazing. And we haven't paid for mine since August of 2014. And we haven't paid for my husband since November of 2014. Talk about taking away 2 major expenses. Your auto payment is the 2nd largest in most households in America. For some households, it's the number 1 payment because some people have nicer cars than they do houses. It's just a fact in the United States. You can look around my neighborhood and see that. So, that's what we want to do. We want to get you the information that you need. This is an amazing time to join a business opportunity like this, but especially Lavelle. We're about to hit $2 billion in online sales in only 6 years. That's really unheard of. The other exciting thing is that this week and next week, we have this amazing bonus going on that you could achieve. So you could take earning $1,100 in bonuses and actually turn it into triple that, which is really exciting. And also, we have something huge being announced at our annual conference at the end of April, something to do with CBD. We are all like on the edge of our chair. We cannot wait to see what it's going to be. It's something super exciting with CBD, and we know that it is going to blow our socks off because Lavelle doesn't do anything small. Everything they do is first class, premium quality. And we're excited to see what that's going to be and rock the industry of CBD as well as innovation and vitamin supplements. So if this sounds like something you want to be a part of, join us, reach out to the person that invited you, and get back with us because we want to help you as fast as possible so you can already be moving your business along, making money, helping people before that new thing launches. So we're excited you guys joined us. I want to give you a quick tip for success right now. Invite people to join us next Monday. We're going to be doing this exact same thing at the exact same time with some news stories for you to hear. So please invite people. If you're ordering with us this week as a customer, if you bring a few people next week and 2 of them decide to order, you'll be getting your Thrive for free in May. And if you're like, hey, I'm clicking that promoter button, this is something I'm interested in doing as a business, invite friends next Monday and let us share for you. And then just follow up with them and help them get started on their Thrive experience. So Nancy and Lauren, thanks so much for sharing your story. We appreciate you so much. We're so glad you're feeling your best. And we cannot wait to see all of you again next week. Bye, guys. Have a great night.